What's up, guys? It's your girl Malia. Currently by myself. We were going to vlog today, but we didn't. We was at the park. It was a really nice day today. Felt like coming to the park today. Yes, I'm eating. So this video should be our story time. So a lot of people been telling me about I should do this video. I was already planning to, but he don't like be cooperating. Like, he don't want to be sitting down, he don't want to talking. I'm like, okay, I'll do it by myself. So apparently he went into McDonald's to go get me a frappe. Yeah, I'm eating his fries though. He told me not to, but so this is gonna be story time about. It's gonna be like, I would say, finding out I'm pregnant, and basically I don't know if I'll do how my parents reacted. I think I might include them in a different video. I do that. But yeah. So where do I start? Okay. It was on August 7th, the day we found out I was pregnant. So let me just go like this. So basically, from like the whole summertime, from like March where spring break, all that COVID started, we was on lockdown, all that, I would be like, COVID, we're in the house all day, so I would just be feeling like so sick. I'm thinking it's because like I'm not going outside, I'm not doing nothing, like I'm just literally laying down every day. So so yeah, then I'm starting to put on weight, but I'm like, we're in the house, all I can do is literally like eat. So I'm like, oh, I'm putting on weight. But then I start putting on like a lot of weight, and people always ask me like, are you pregnant? And I'm like, no. Like, even my sisters were like, we went on this vacation and they was like, you look pregnant. And I'm like, I'm laughing, I'm like, really? But so yeah, I was like, I know I'm gaining weight to the point where it looks like I was pregnant, and I didn't like going nowhere. So I would just be wearing like big clothes. Baby's crying. I would just be wearing like big clothes. So it didn't look that way, because I didn't like looking big every time I went somewhere, because I was like, I know people don't think I'm pregnant, and I didn't like that. So hold on. Yeah, I didn't like how that was my story time. So where was I? He's starting to cry. So yeah, so I would be don't move, because I'm doing that. The whole time I would just be feeling like sick all the time, but I'm like, I thought something was like seriously wrong with me. So the day before we found out, we was at my cousin's party, and I was feeling like very lightheaded. I was telling my mama, I feel like I'm about to pass out, and my shirt, like, I was definitely getting big. So then the next morning, I would like, let me tell you, I was wearing waist trainers when I was pregnant, and it would just feel so uncomfortable because I was pregnant. So yeah, so what was I at? He was talking. So then that day, so I'm back. Yes, this is a whole nother day. But so where I had left off, y'all, was, okay, my cousin's party. So after that day, the next day, came home, and then my mom called me, and she basically just lifted up my shirt because like the way I've been acting, she sees what's been going on with me. So then she looked at me and she's like, what's going on? And I was like, I don't know. And let me tell you, my mom has had 5 kids. She knows what pregnancy looks like. So one, I didn't know when you have that line right there that that's pregnancy. So when I had noticed that on my stomach, I never knew that. But so fix the camera. So yeah. So then basically we sat there, talked it out, figured out when all this happened, and then I went to the doctor like that same day to confirm that I was pregnant. So I went to my pediatrician and took a test and came back. It was like quick. It was like, well, you're pregnant. And my sister was with me, and basically we were just sitting there, and they came back in the room, and both our faces like looked up at her like, and we both knew. And I had just started crying because I'm like, so much is going through my head. Like, let me tell y'all, even though she told me I was pregnant right there, that was August 7th, it didn't hit me until I actually had the baby that I was pregnant. Like, seeing him right there. I was pregnant for all this time, but it didn't really hit me till I seen the baby. But it was very crazy. So yeah, so after we found that out, came back home, was still talking to my mom, and I think it was like she knew for herself when it was here, but to hear it out loud, I think that was like that big shocker to her, because I'm the youngest, so that was a lot. And I understood that for myself. Like, I do not want to be in this position at all. So yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot for everybody, really. Cause me, I didn't want to walk around nowhere. I didn't want to be seen in public with a stomach. Like, I did not like the look of that. So I would be wearing big clothes all the time. But then eventually my mom got me like comfortable clothes. But it was just still weird, like getting up every morning and his belly's right here on me, walking through the house. It was very like, not like uncomfortable, but like that's not something I wanted. So after we found that out, basically like told my siblings, my parents, and honestly, like, for parents for their teenager daughter to be pregnant so young, like, I would expect them to like the worst reaction ever. But I mean, like, I have very supportive parents, like supportive through everything I do. So yes, my mom was really hurt because like she didn't want that for me. She knew how hard it was gonna be, like the whole process, not just being pregnant, but having the baby, dealing with other things, that it was gonna be a lot. And yeah, my dad, he was kind of like still shocked about it. But yeah, so then that day everything was just so weird, like the whole process. So then we had to start looking for doctors out because I haven't been to the doctors for the amount of months. We didn't know how far along I was. So I hadn't been to the doctor in all that time, like the whole summertime. So we finally scheduled an appointment, and I want to say it took a while because it was COVID, so nobody was just letting people come in. So finally we scheduled an appointment, first appointment. And when I went to the doctor appointment, it was so different. Because of COVID, you go in there by yourself. So everybody came there with me, like waiting outside, but I didn't have nobody in the room with me. So it was different. And then it's like, we found out the gender the same day. We found out how far along I was. It was just a lot to process. So, and then for me, it was still weird. Like, you know, people go into, when they're pregnant, they go into the office, they're excited about the gender and how the baby's growing. For me, I was just kind of laying there, like, still trying to process, like, there's a baby inside of me. So it was just very weird. So then she told me, she was like, everyone, we was on FaceTime, everybody. And then she was like, well, you're having a boy. And that was already crazy. So yeah, that was already the crazy part. It was a boy, of course, with Ronald. Y'all know, by Hollow. I don't know, whatever I know by. But of course, you know, boys want to have a son first. I always wanted a boy first. I don't know, but not at this time. But so yeah, so then it was like, well, it's a boy. And then the due date, when they said the due date was on his birthday, October 31st. So then we just like, oh, this is gonna be his twin. So then everybody was excited. Yeah, we found out the gender and stuff. So yeah, and then just so on there, I just had appointments like back to back. I was taking like 3 prenatal pills every day since I had missed so much. Oh, and with that day they did ultrasound, I was 7 months pregnant. So they said like 29 weeks. And when everybody heard that, it was like 7 months. Like I was already in my 3rd trimester and I was basically gonna have a baby in like 2 months. So it was a lot. And it's so crazy because, like, let me tell y'all, like I said in the beginning, I was going to the gym, I was wearing waist trainers, I was doing everything freely, like there was nothing in me for the months, like up to 7 months I was doing everything. So once we had finally found out, we didn't really tell a lot of people because, no, that's like very different in my family. Like that's not something you just say. So we didn't tell people until we got all the information, like about how far along I was when I was due. So we let everybody know. Everybody was very supportive. I want to say thank you to everybody who helped out, friends, family, everybody who helped out. So yeah, so throughout the whole process, my mom and siblings and everybody was there for me. So yeah, it was a lot though. Like, let me tell y'all, I do not like being pregnant. I don't think I could carry a baby. And I feel like the delivery process was, I could do that again. Dealing with contractions and stuff, I could do that again. But being pregnant, you can't sleep right. You get out of breath and literally just walking 5 steps, you get out of breath. So yeah, but it was a really crazy process. But in the end, you see, we had a beautiful baby. He is growing every day. And yeah, we had a drive-by baby shower because it's COVID stuff. It's COVID, it takes over everything. But the baby shower turned out really good. He got a lot of stuff. Like, this kid would never need anything up until like 2 years old. We don't have to worry about anything. He has so much stuff, which I'm very grateful for because of everybody. So thank you for that. So yeah. So that was my story time of how I found out I was pregnant. If you guys want story time on how my delivery went, I can give that to you too. I might do a video with like my parents' perspective on how they reacted and you know, I don't know if you guys want that. So comment down below if you guys have any other questions. I can answer them. Yeah, stay tuned, have more videos coming up.